Super Smash Bros. Ultimate post-launch content is not limited to Balance and the Fighter Pass. The game will apparently get updated with new spirits and modes for free for everyone. So we obviously already know about the 5 Fighter Pass that will cost you $25 as a bundle or $30 separate each release, including a stage, some music, and a character. But now apparently we are learning that there will be other DLC, which I think makes this, one, even more awesome, and two, really helps it fall in line with the other Switch titles like ARMS and like Splatoon 2, and also plays into what the president recently said about wanting to expand the DLC offering for their biggest titles.
Splatoon 2 was like such a perfect template of how to do DLC correctly. That game is still thriving to this day, and it's been out for quite some time. The community is still very vibrant, and it participates in all the events that they have going on. So it does excite me to know that there are more modes coming. I have trouble thinking of what they could be just because you're way more limited in a fighting game like this, but there's some very smart people working over there. And the spirits, that's something I also wanted to talk about, because ever since we found out what they actually are, I did start to wonder, like, hey, they could just add an infinite it's hyperbole, but there's like an infinite amount of stuff that they can add, really.
Right, and you know, we'll say that this is a rumor still, but it does, again, line up, and I think adding spirits just via patches makes a whole lot of sense. Like, oh, we balanced the fighters, and also, hey, we added 50 more spirits, because it's something that the way they've
50?
been... Well, hold on. The way that they have been included here is such that they could just drop that in. You basically need the art asset, right, which are, for the most part, already existing, and then you just need to put some stats or some special little bonuses attached to them. I think it's a very easy... You could churn these out very quickly. There's a reason why they say that there are, you know, so many in the game. I don't think they'll ever give a specific number, but, like, it's got to be hundreds, thousands, something of that sort. There are so many spirits, and so I think... I don't think you need, like, a spirit pack that has 10 new spirits. I think, no, that's maybe something that, like, along the way, as they want to just make the game feel a little bit more fresh and some of those modes feel a little more fresh, that they just say, hey, we've added 50 spirits to Smash Bros. Ultimate.
50 is a lot. I mean, I'm going to be surprised, Zach, if they say, hey, there's 50 new spirits, at any point you get all the internet points in the world. You get all the internet cookies. But I don't want them to tell us what they are. You know how they like reveal the Super Mario Odyssey like outfits and stuff like that? Like, nah, none of that. Just tell us, hey, there's like 10 new spirits, go find them. Like, and you know, have it be a surprise to me. That could be really cool. And I hope that if this rumor ends up being true, that's how it goes.
Yeah, with the undisclosed number though, it'd be very hard to know, like, is this a new spirit or is this not a new spirit? So I do hope that for those that want to obsess over this, they would put out, you know, in the patch notes, a list of who and what they're adding. Onto the modes, though, I don't think this could be, like, big modes. Like, oh, all of a sudden we've got a whole new, like, adventure-sized mode. I think it could be something along the lines of, hey, we're going to add, like, break the targets in there as sort of like a throwback. Or maybe they add special, like, rule sets for fights. That's kind of, I guess, taking liberty with the word mode. But that seems to me something that would be more achievable rather than, like, oh, hey, like, expecting some big brand new mode. More of, like, a side edition, per se, or like a, you know, like a secondary, tertiary edition that, like, just mixes things up for players who are just putting tons of hours in.
Yeah, I was just thinking more along the lines of Splatfest and what ARMS does with the party mode thing, where you have to like pick a certain character and like, hey, it's like Mario versus Link this week. Who's gonna win? You know, play as Mario, play as Link, and
That's a great idea.
Yeah, well, it's the only type of ideas I have, Zach. But yeah, I was thinking something along those lines just to keep incentivizing, because they like people playing throughout the weekend. Like they do these things where, hey, like for the next like 2 days or for the next like 24 hours, there's this like cool event happening. I want it to be more event based. That's what I want.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool. Any type of you can create your own tournaments and do that on your own, but any type of like Nintendo sanctioned stuff would be really sweet. I think they could even throw in some very interesting ones where it's like, oh, like everyone that plays a specific like skin of Bowser versus everyone that plays, like they could get really cool and creative with it. And I hope that is included. Event-based gaming is something that has shined, I think, on Switch with the titles you mentioned, and I hope they do more of it. I also want to touch on another leaky pandy morsel here about this character that may or may not be revealed at the Game Awards. Earlier on in the year, in September, Leaky Pandy said that he had heard some interesting tidbits about the Game Awards. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is not eligible for nomination, but Nintendo wants it to have a presence at the ceremony. Sakurai may be awarded a career award, and a new fighter will debut at the awards. It's Smash Bros.' first DLC. The plan is having the reveal ride the hype of the franchise being awarded as best in genre this year, but marketing is concerned that the game will stay just as a nominee. Now, since then, we have gotten the Game Awards nominees. This morning they came out, and Leaky Pandy had a little update for that, saying, while some of this has fallen apart, nominations seem to be going as planned. Now we can move forward in inquiring if Nintendo will materialize this in any way. So we went through and looked at the nominees and tied it into a Vergaben rumor back in August. Now he has been very, very on point with nearly everything he said, and he referenced a Square Enix character being added to the game. Now, that's a lot of information, but we're going to keep giving you more. In terms of nominees, the RPG category and the fighting game category are ones that I look at, but if we're going to specify to Square Enix, then it is that RPG category, and you have Dragon Quest XI and Octopath Traveler being nominated for Best Role-Playing Game. Gabe, could a character from either of those franchises be introduced to the Smash roster at the Game Awards?
Look, Octopath was a huge success. There's no doubt about it, just for the scale of it. But it's like too soon, and I don't think it was like anything like so groundbreaking that it didn't make it into Smash. I can't think of too many like Smash characters that are like of brand new franchises. Even ARMS, right? And a franchise that belongs to Nintendo. Even they got delegated to like Spirits and Assist trophies. So
for now, I'm still hopeful for Kid Cobra as DLC.
Sure, but as far as we know, even ARMS isn't seeing any representation. So
right.
If their own game that is a new franchise wasn't storied enough to make it, I don't see how Octopath would. Dragon Quest, a little bit of a different story. I could see that one happen, honestly. I just that wouldn't be very exciting to me because we already have a decent amount of sword fighters in Smash, and I don't know, I would want to see someone more creative. Geno is another decent option. Square Enix, what's up? But Geno's not nominated for anything. Like,
Gabe, you didn't play Geno's Kitchen this year? That's my favorite game. That's my top title. No, there's a lot of just, again, mixing rumors is tricky, but we are going with two, I feel, reliable sources who have given us a lot of good info. A Dragon Quest character does, to me, make a lot of sense just because of some of the other franchises that have been included and the presence of the Dragon Quest franchise on Nintendo platforms. They've had so many on handhelds, and you know, we do know that Dragon Quest XI is coming to Switch next year, and that would be a good tie-in there. I agree with you. Octopath, too new, and just, I don't know. I think the Dragon Quest style also just fits with Smash so much. Like, if you look at 11 and how that stylistically looks, like it would just be a very easy conversion. I don't know what character you pick. I'm not very familiar with the big guns from that game, but it does make sense. The other things that have been thrown out there are Sora from Kingdom Hearts. Now that's
the one that makes the most sense to me.
Right. That makes the most sense to me as well from a Square Enix representative outside of Geno, but both of those options would swerve from Leaky Pandy's rumor of tying it into a genre award winner. If we swerve Vergaben and go with something that could just win, you then have the fighting category, as I mentioned, that has Soul Calibur 6 and Dragon Ball Fighters, even Street Fighter 5 Arcade nominated in the best fighting genre. You got Mega Man 11 nominated in the best action game genre. And those, to me, would be sort of the Japanese games that would make sense and fit in. I guess Nintendo has their own titles being nominated, but that would be a little odd. It sounds like this is something third party. I guess maybe it's a good time to ask, do you think that, given the fact that we know Piranha Plant and that's not coming till most likely February, do you think it's even time to announce a DLC character right when the game launches?
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. Like, since Piranha Plant is like still coming and we're not going to have access to him for some time, like I think it's too early. Like I'm honestly not going to be surprised if we don't get an announcement of a character at all. So maybe these rumors were at some point real. Maybe they were just never real and they heard wrong. Like, you know, who knows? But not every rumor ends up coming to fruition, and these wouldn't surprise me if they didn't.
I very much buy into the Vergabent Square Enix rumor. I think there is, like we said, a lot of options there. I don't know if it ties into the Game Awards. I don't know if it's revealed at the Game Awards, but I would be totally not surprised to see one of those enter the fray. For me, it would be Gino. I would love that so much. Give him a little Mallow trophy or assist trophy to go in there. I would love that combo. But yeah, it does feel odd because they mentioned Piranha Plant. If they hadn't mentioned Piranha Plant, I'd say, yeah, this would be a great way to just continue the hype train and appease the hardcore with, hey, here's the first fighter. Sakurai did say, hey, they've decided on the fighter, so no more feedback, please, just a couple days after saying, like, they haven't decided on them, so not sure how in motion those plans actually are, but it'll be interesting to see. I think Nintendo will definitely want some presence at the Game Awards. Reggie and Jeff Keighley have a great relationship and rapport. Nintendo has some nominations in smaller categories, but not a lot. I'm going to give you one just like totally off the cuff, will not happen, but would be so awesome. What if there was some mixed messaging and the game that is being nominated that they're referencing was actually Celeste, which is a Nintendo Switch title, and you get a Madeline Smash Bros. Inclusion. How sweet would that be?
That'd be really, really sweet, but it's so hard to imagine a moveset. Like, just
jumping, strawberries.
Yeah, I guess.
Battle in Final Smash.
Also, another thing, if Shovel Knight was, relegated to a assist trophy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, like Celeste is like so like.
Not
that Celeste isn't popular. It is, but Shovel Knight's like the most popular indie game I can think of, like in recent memory. And if Shovel Knight wasn't worthy enough to become a main character, I don't know if Madeline is either.
Yeah, and I think that you go and you're doing paid DLC. You probably want prominent characters that have a lot of fandom. As history has shown, they went heavy third party last time around. I think it'll be more Nintendo heavy this time, but I definitely think we'll get some third party representation as part of that Fighters Pass. Do you guys think there will be a Smash Bros. Character at the Game Awards? Is it time for DLC? When do they do that? To me, it seems like something that may fall more in line with like a January Direct that gives the exact date and info for a Piranha Plant, talks about Fire Emblem Three Houses, and then gives us like a little roadmap for the Smash Bros. DLC. Honestly, they could drip those 5 characters in at all different directs if they wanted to, and really just keep things, spread throughout the year. They said every couple months, so that would make sense. To the initial rumor about DLC, do you believe that one?
Do I think that Super Smash Bros. Gets DLC other than characters? Yeah, sure. Spirits and modes, like we talked about. Why not? I don't know if that gets talked about at the Video Game Awards, though.
Sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what Nintendo will have at those Video Game Awards.
Metroid Prime Trilogy.
A Metroid trailer?
Yeah.
No,
trilogy.
Trilogy trailer.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. For Nintendo Switch, yes. That's what I think. That's what I hope.
Yeah. Last year with the Bayonetta 3. And Bayonetta 1 and 2, so that would kind of fit in and make sense.
I mean, there's other rumors that Platinum has other stuff coming for Switch, but that's probably another time.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I think they will really flesh out the DLC plans here. I like that we're already hearing that, hey, there could be free DLC to go along with the paid. I have no problem buying these new characters. I think everyone is going to grab them. For me, it's an expensive adventure because it's not only $5 for the fighter, it's also $13 for the amiibo that's associated along with it. But hey, if we get some crazy characters, I'll take some crazy amiibos. I'm already eyeing that Piranha Plant amiibo quite aggressively. So yeah, I think we will have a. Don't laugh at my amiibo love.
No, just you eyeing the Piranha Plant
Dude,
amiibo.
It's
like you aggressively eyeing it. It was funny to me.
I'm very intent on acquiring at least one of those little figures. But no, I think Nintendo has wanted to do this for a while. It's still strange to me that Mario Odyssey somehow misses the whole DLC and elongated content
not
plan.
Not necessarily. They've talked about wanting to
going
bring
back
DLC.
to the
No. I'm serious. I think there's still a chance.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see, but I do think we'll get a comprehensive DLC program for Smash Bros. Ultimate. It is a big enough title and one that will sell for years, and we heard today that the Smash bundle is virtually sold out, so even before the game, the hype is at a humongous, insane level. Let us know your take on all this stuff in the comments down below. Do you want different DLC? What would you like? Modes, spirits, how do you think they'll go about doing that? Does it seem like something that will pan out? And then what do you think about the Game Awards given the update? Is it going to unveil the first DLC character, or is it too early? Piranha Plant is there as a space saver for the next couple months, and we'll see more Smash in 2019. Give us your take in the comments down below, everybody. Make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest and greatest from the Switch, from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, from these sneaky rumors, and from SwitchForce Zach and SwitchForce Gabe. In the meantime, follow us on Twitter. Links in the description below, Discord as well, if you want to hang out with some other awesome Switch fans. For now, though, have a fantastic day. Thanks so much for watching. SwitchForce out.